Hello, I'm Vincent Price. If you love classic movies, this wax museum might remind you of one of my best-known films, House of Wax. While it wasn't the first 3D movie, it certainly was the most famous, and its 3D effects seemed so terrifyingly real, the audiences screamed in horror. Professor Jared was one of my favorite roles, sculpting these lovely creatures out of wax and then becoming a villain of monstrous proportions. You know, 3D wasn't exactly new when House of Wax was made in 1953. In fact, 3D photography and stereographics first appeared in the 1800s. Many households had a stereoscope. You held them up to your eyes and you saw three-dimensional scenes. Then in the 1950s, 3D became even more popular in movies, some starring yours truly. But all these earlier efforts shared a common problem. You had to use clumsy equipment, awkward viewers, or special glasses to see the 3D effect. It wasn't fun, and you looked so silly. Oh, things have changed. 3D movies still require these ridiculous glasses, of course, but there's been an extraordinary development in still photography. This, the Nishika N8000. This remarkable new camera lets you take 3D photos you can enjoy without special glasses or viewers. So real, they're almost alive. Miraculous. This photo has such realistic depth. It feels as if you're looking into the picture rather than simply at it. I just hold a photo squarely in front of me at a distance of 1.5 to 2 feet, and voila, the scene is alive. This breakthrough in home photography didn't happen overnight, you know. It took 15 years of research by hundreds of engineers and technicians and over $50 million to create a system so innovative it's protected by more than 100 patents worldwide. What strikes most people when they first see the N8000 is its 4 lenses. Each time you take a picture, this quadra-lens system records 4 different views of the same scene. The Nishika laboratory then puts the views back together, creating your 3D photo. Sounds technical and complicated, but don't worry. This camera is as easy to use as any you've ever owned. Here's how. First load 2 AA batteries into the battery chamber. Now every once in a while check to make sure your batteries are still good by pressing this switch. If the batteries have enough charge, this red indicator light will come on. Oh, I love the color red. Then load your film. Not special film. Just any standard 35mm 100 ASA color print film, the kind you find everywhere. But remember, the Nishika camera uses 2 frames of film for each 3D picture, so you'll get half as many photos as indicated on the label, but they'll be 3 times as thrilling. For example, this 36 exposure roll will give me 18 3D pictures. To load your film, open the back door by pulling up on the rewind knob. Insert the film end into one of the slots on the take-up spool. Make sure you secure a film perforation hole on the hook at the base of the slot. Draw the film cartridge across the back of the camera and drop it into the film chamber. But draw out only enough film for the cartridge to reach the chamber. No, you won't find yourself in a chamber of horrors if you draw out too much, but you might not have enough film for the last picture. To take up any slack, just turn the thumb wheel at the base of the take-up spool. As with most cameras, line up the film's perforation holes with the film advance sprockets. Close the back, advance your film until you see a number 1 in the counter window. That's it. You're ready to take 3D pictures. Each time you take a picture, make sure the lighting selector is at the right setting. Sunny, partly sunny, or cloudy indoors. Not cloudy indoors, it means cloudy or indoors. When you're outside, choose any of these depending on the lighting conditions, but when you're indoors, set the aperture selector to cloudy indoors. After you've completed a roll of film, rewind it by pressing the rewind button and turning the rewind crank clockwise. Open the back door and remove the film cartridge. Pop it into one of the convenient postage-paid mailers that Nishika provides free of charge, and you're ready to send it off to Nishika's lab for processing. The suspense will be over before you know it. The lab will return your photos within 3 business days of the time they receive your film.